It's just gone 3 minutes past 5 here in the south of France. The floodlights will be on. Come the full-time siren. And it is up to Toulouse Olympique and the Bradford Bulls to see who will join the York Knights in the grand final next weekend. It is going to be Luke Cooley who will put boot to ball. We are up and away here. So here we go. I think we're in for a magical afternoon, evening in the south of France. And immediately Bradford, via the restart to get this game underway, have forced an error from Toulouse, 10 metres out from the Toulouse Olympique line. And it was Luke Cooley, his kick-off, ending up in touch over on that far stand side. And now there's an opportunity for Bradford to pour some early pressure and perhaps some points. We've had 30 seconds gone here as Mitch Suter starts in place of Jordan Lilly, who will come off the interchange bench. He'll play the ball 2 metres out in front of the post now with Keys, one of those free players returning to action for head coach Brian Noble. Underneath the Toulouse post, the Bulls go here. Fulton plays the ball. Holmes to Bayliss. Bayliss will be stopped short there. Brendan Hands, the Australian, going for Logan Bayliss and dragging him down. And with a tackle left here, it's going to be Lawrence who will drive the ball in, and he will be held short. Last tackle here for the Bradford Bulls. 90 seconds gone. Early pressure for the Bulls. Holmes gives it to G. Great defence there from Toulouse Olympique. It had to be. It was a ball and all tackle there. Paul Marcon, one of 8 French internationals, past, present in this Toulouse side this afternoon. And it remains Toulouse Olympique 0, Bradford Bulls 0. Well, if you are just joining us a little bit late, we've had the early error from Toulouse. Bradford camped on the Toulouse line, not able to break their defensive resilience, defensive resolve. And we'll just see out this Toulouse Olympique attack, and then we'll go through both sides once again for those that are joining us just a little bit later. We're going to see former Wigan man Jake Shorrocks look for the 40-20. He's kicked early on tackle 4. Tafua traps the ball with his foot, takes it from the 20. Certainly, with this being the largest field in the Rugby League pyramid, 118 metres by 70 metres. There's no hiding space. You can't hide out here in the south of France. As Tafua, tackle 1, plays the ball. Ockenbaugh, tackle 2. Bradford 20 shy of the halfway line, centre field. Suter now to Hooley. Hooley brought down there by Marion and Lecans. Lecans made his debut here against Bradford in that round 3 victory as Keys gives it to Blake, and Blake a half chance, loses possession, but it's come off a Toulouse hand, and referee Aaron Moore is going to give scrum head and feed to the Bradford Bulls here. So scrum to Bradford, 5 metres inside the Toulouse half of the field. A second error from Toulouse right at the start of this game, and if you watch that playoff semi-final yesterday between York and Halifax, you'll know what I mean about the nerves and the tension and the occasion getting to the players. I don't think I've ever seen a playoff game with so much riding on it, with so many errors. So, currently scoreless here, with 3 minutes gone on the clock. Keys to Hooley, Hooley to Holmes. Holmes, the former Castleford man, 10 metres in the Toulouse half of the field. Got a lot to discuss at half-time about some of those big announcements as we see Sam Hallis, who has also recently signed a contract extension. Toulouse holding down in the tackle. Former London man Rob Butler is penalised by referee Aaron Moore, so a early set restart in this game. Certainly with a Super League full-time official like Aaron Moore, you're certainly going to see a very, very quick, fast game. He'll allow the players to dictate the speed and the running. And there's a good opportunity here again. 4 minutes on the clock. Keys to Hallis. Hallis will be wrapped up there right in front of the Toulouse post. 10 metres out. Always a partisan atmosphere here. The Toulouse band playing as Logan Bayliss head down. He's held up by Ashol Bott, inches short. He'll play it. Bradford have got numbers back on the inside. It goes from Holmes to Hallis, and Hallis's run is halted. They're on the last tackle here, the Bulls. Just shy of 5 gone. Crossfield kick from Keys. Looking for Blake, and it's Keys to Blake, and Wonga Blake will open the scoring here in the south of France. The Bradford supporters, they're on their feet in the stand opposite, and it's an early try from Brian Noble's Bulls. Wonga Blake, who has 20 try assists this season in the Championship, he now has scored 14 tries in 2025. And with exactly 5 minutes gone on the clock here in the south of France, Bradford lead Toulouse Olympique by 4 points to 0. Well, we've mentioned Wonga Blake a plethora of times this season. His ability to not only create tries, a lot of them for Jaden Okinbaugh, 11 tries he's created for Okinbaugh this season, but he's also scored, and the Fijian flyer, the former Penrith Parramatta man, he has opened the scoring here in spectacular fashion for Brian Noble and the Bradford Bulls. Well, it was a last tackle play. They played the height game. Wonga Blake up against Ulberg and Rennie. And is that an early danger sign, an early warning sign for Sylvan Houlé? Because Bradford have opened the scoring here after those 2 Toulouse errors. Kick predictor turned on for Luke Houlé. It's saying 88%. Hooley was 3 from 3 against Featherstone. He's the leading goal kicker in the Championship, kicking at 89%. Can he tag on 2 points? Yes, he can. And here at the Stade Ernest Wallon in this huge Championship semi-final clash, it is Toulouse Olympique 0, Bradford Bulls 6. Blake with the try. Hooley with the conversion. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bulls TV. Also coverage going back to the United Kingdom and Odsal Stadium. Ashel Bott gets the restart underway. Okinbaugh doesn't quite fancy taking on Rennie and Ulberg. Moves it inside to the former Brisbane and North Queensland man, Logan Bayliss. He's back after a shoulder injury kept him out. Hooley goes past hands, but Marion comes in and wraps him up. We have had exactly 7 minutes gone on the clock here as Suter now out of acting half into the arms of former Salford London Lee man Matty G, having a strong, fine season under Brian Noble. Michael Lawrence, the leader, with all the experience. He plays the ball 15 shy of halfway on the restart, and Bradford now with Tom Holmes, who's trying to get the ball along the line, but he's wrapped up on the last. They've made it to the last tackle after points. That will please Brian Noble. Keys put under pressure by Shorrocks, sends that one down to the former witness man Ashel Bott, and Ashel Bott, he runs straight into Blake, and Blake tries to pinch the ball or steal the ball one-on-one. Ashel Bott moves off the mark. Referee Aaron Moore says tackle held. I'm not quite sure how the audio of the crowd and the sound is coming through for those on the stream or those listening on the radio, but certainly here at the back of the main stand, it is a packed main stand. It is certainly passionate, partisan and vociferous. So Toulouse 0, Bradford 6, the perfect start for Brian Noble. No secret that both Toulouse and Bradford have strong functioning forward backs as a big hit comes in there from Mitch Suter and Logan Bayliss on Anthony Marion. Toulouse are just shy of halfway on the last. Shorrocks to Tafua, the jukebox, takes it on the 10, runs a little bit in field, and he's finally wrapped up there by one of those big, strong, functioning forwards for Toulouse. That is Lambert Belmas, who returns to action. Jaden Okinbaugh, 15 shy of halfway here. Bradford 3 tackles on this set. As we said, the conditions here at kickoff, 21 degrees and breezy. So certainly favourable conditions for the Bulls as Suter goes out of acting half, moves the ball left in field to Hallis, who makes 10 metres. At Bradford, 5 metres inside the Toulouse half on tackle 4 with 1 to go on this set. Keys along the line to Hooley, to Blake. Blake's 30 metres out. Last tackle. Lacans had to come in and make that tackle on Blake. Hooley acting half to Keys. Lacans tries to chase Keys down, but Keys evades his clutches, gets the kick away on the last, but Ashelbot will take that one from the clouds, from the sky, and he's wrapped up 15 metres out from his own try line. So, 10 minutes gone here. West Yorkshire Radio, Bradford Bulls TV. Toulouse Olympique 0, Bradford Bulls 6. After that crossfield kick from Keys to Blake, who scored his 14th try of the season. 6-0. Toulouse, though, just trying to build into this game. Thus far, Bradford's defence is on top, and they have not allowed Toulouse any field position, but that might just be about a change here. Lambert Belmas carries Toulouse into the Bradford half on the last, and now they're running it on the power play with Ruben Rennie. Ruben Rennie gets the ball back to Stefani. Lacans gets the kick in. He skewed it. Crossfield kick. Comes down for Tafua. What a take that is from Tafua. He had Butler and Shorrocks around him, and he just plays it in the most patient way possible with elegance and grace. And that was a high pressure kick, high pressure take from George Tafua. Certainly that will give the former Manly man a bit of a confidence boost. It's only his 11th appearance for the Bulls this season, as Hallis now gives it to Lawrence. Lawrence on halfway for the Bradford Bulls, who lead Toulouse 6-0 here in the south of France. Hallis moves it to Bayliss. Bradford on the last tackle once again. They're 10 inside the Toulouse half. Suter to Keys. Keys, he'll kick downtown towards the Kiwi. Ulberg, who takes it 10 away from his own line. 10 to the right of centre field. Lacans in there at acting half to Ruben Rennie, the 29-year-old. Spent 2 years at Canterbury with Jaden Ockimbo. So those two know each other well. Toulouse 15 shy of halfway here. Looking for some penetration. But Bradford thus far have certainly turned up and are defending well. Toulouse with Lacans over halfway to Rennie, back on the inside to Ashelbot in centre field. Ashelbot moves it over on the far stand side. There's a half chance here for Laguerre, who moves back in centre field. They're on the last tackle here at Toulouse. 25 out. It's Shorrocks. Crossfield kick. Stefani. Ulberg against Blake and Ockimbo. But it's Ockimbo who does exceptionally well. And he deals with Jake Shorrocks' crossfield kick. And with 12 gone on the clock here, as Luke Cooley nearly goes for a line break, it remains Toulouse Olympique 0, Bradford Bulls 6, and the first penalty of the evening here in the south of France is going to be awarded to the Bradford Bulls. Anthony Marion, the Toulouse captain, is laying on all over Jaden Ockimbo there. So an early penalty to complement that set restart, and that now will allow Luke Cooley to advance Bradford up the field. Well, as we said, two strong forward packs who like to get on top, take control of the game, and that early momentum through their dominance and hard work. I think it's fair to say in league games between Toulouse and Bradford, it was Toulouse who dominated the territory, exerting control from the forward packs, but Bradford, they currently have that ascendancy. They have that momentum. They lead 6-0. Logan Bayliss, tackle 2. 5 inside the Toulouse half. Centre field, Keys, Hooley, Fulton. 30 metres out, Zach Fulton. Bradford's only ever present in 2025. He's played in all 32 games. Keys has it now, centre field, along the line to Holmes, to G. Butler goes in. Good defence there from the former London Wakefield man. Suter to Lawrence, down the middle. They're 20 metres out, Bradford, on that last tackle. They've got options to the left with Holmes, and that's where they go. Holmes takes it on to Hooley, into the in-goal area. Ashall Bort, can he be trapped in goal? Yes, he can. We mentioned the playing dimensions and the Stade Ernest Wallon factor. It's the same for both sides, but Bradford have forced the goal line dropout here, and it is all the Bradford Bulls in the opening exchanges here at the Stade Ernest Wallon. Just quickly go through the Bradford lineup once again for those joining us on West Yorkshire Radio a little bit late. 3 changes made. Guy Armitage, Joe Keys, Logan Bayliss back. It's Hooley fullback, Winfrey Quarterline, Jaden Okinbaugh, Wonga Blake, Guy Armitage and George Tafua. The halves are Joe Keys and Tom Holmes. Forwards Michael Lawrence, Mitch Suter, Logan Bayliss, Zach Fulden and Matty G back row. Loose forward Sam Hallis. Toulouse went short on the goal line dropout. They have got the ball back, and they are now looking to play the ball on halfway here with Matthew Jussum in what is his 26th appearance of the season. He, a Toulouse ever present, just like Zach Fulton. Lambert Belness, he's crunched, munched, free, hungry, red, amber and black shirted Bradford defenders. Hands out of acting half. Shorrocks, Jussum goes past Suter. Hands, Lecans. Fulton comes in and wraps up Thomas Lecans 2 metres out. They're on the last tackle here, and it's going to be a turnover in possession. Anthony Marion is straight there in the face of Aaron Moore. Bradford's goal line defence, it's scrambled back, and that is exceptional defence from the Bulls, especially after forcing the goal line dropout from Luke Hooley and then conceding and losing possession under that short, narrow goal line restart from Jake Shorrocks. Well, the sun just peeping past the clouds here, and Brian Noble well aware of the importance of that energy game here this afternoon. So it will be Logan Bayliss who leaves the field. Zane Musgrove comes onto the field, one of those players with numerous NRL and Super League experience. But so far so good for Bradford. 17 minutes gone, with Keys moving the ball to Blake on this main stand side, and Blake making 15 metres. Bradford leads 6-0. Keys back in centre field now to Lawrence, Stefani, Marion, Hands, free navy blue shirted Toulouse defenders. They're on the last here, Bradford. Keys put under pressure from Stefani. Ben Laguerre will take it from the 20. He looks for space, but instead he's found Fulton and Suter. So there's an error there from Ben Laguerre. Oh, he's put his hand up. He looks straight to Sylvan Hooley's in the coach's position here. That's a 4th error now from Toulouse. Very, very unlike Toulouse here at the Stade Ernest Wallon. But that is 4 errors inside the opening quarter, and Bradford presented with another glorious opportunity. A full set of 6. 35 metres out from the Toulouse line. We said something magical, mystical, something special could happen this afternoon and into the evening. Very early days in this game, but Bradford moving the ball with Holmes to Hooley. Hooley wrapped up there by Stefani and Rennie. Bit of afters from Stefani and Hooley, but referee Aaron Moore allows play to continue. Lawrence, tackle free, 20 metres out in front of the Toulouse post, as Keys drops the ball to Musgrove. Tackle 4, 1 to go after this. Suter with that irrepressive running style of his, wrapped up by Hands and Butler, and on the last tackle Bradford find themselves 5 metres out. Keys to Holmes, to G bounces off Ashall Bort, and Matty G will get Bradford's second try here at the Stade Ernest Wallon, and it is Toulouse Olympique 0, Bradford Bulls 10. Blake with the first, G with the second, and you've got to say, Matty G, you look at what he does, gets Bradford on that front foot during those tight, tense games, whilst also being that crucial link between the halves, the spine, and creating, distributing space for Bradford's potent three-quarter line to cause mayhem. Well, let me tell you, between G and Fulton, they've played 60 games between them. Matty G just missing 3 games all season. And what a moment for Matty G. A very, very established championship attacking force, defender. He is Rugby League's promotion man. He's seen promotion from the Championship to Super League with London, Leigh and Salford. Is he about to do the same with the Bradford Bulls? Exactly 20 minutes gone here at the Stade Ernest Wallon. Matty G running onto that short ball from Holmes. And he just bounced off Toulouse Olympique fullback, the Widnesian, Ollie Ashelbot. Hooley, 10 metres in from touch. Kick predictor here. It's gone down a notch, 81%. And the 400 Bradford fans in the stand directly opposite our commentary position, they can't believe what they're witnessing here. Can Luke Hooley take Bradford out to a 12-0 lead here at the Stade Ernest Wallon? He does make it 2 from 2. And with exactly 20 minutes gone here, it is Toulouse Olympique 0, Bradford Bulls 12. After those opening quarter scores from Wonka Blake and Matty G. Well, the Toulouse Olympique PA man trying to get this big crowd to get behind their side. Toulouse very, very flat here at the start of this game. Bradford, as we said, they have the second best defence behind York in the Championship, conceding on average 9.6 points a game. And since the halfway point of the Championship season, Bradford just averaging 2 tries conceded per game. And that is one of the keys to success this afternoon, because Toulouse are very, very dangerous side. Well, Ashelbot's restart has gone out on the full here. So it's another penalty to the Bradford Bulls. And there's an opportunity for more points, you feel, here, because Toulouse, with the errors, the ill discipline, they are coming under a very, very intense Bradford Bulls barrage. Well, as we said, defence, 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 definitely the key to victory. If Bradford continue to form and do concede just 9.6, you know where I'm going. But at 12 points to 0, there is still a lot of game play still to be played. Bradford playing the ball with Hallis. They're inside the 20 now with Holmes. Moves it along the line to Fulton. Fulton is brought down 12 metres out, just to the right-hand side of the post. Suter to Musgrove. Started the season at Warrington, went via Oldham, reached his destination, which is the Bradford Bulls. He'll play the ball underneath the post. Suter, now to Keys. Keys into the in-goal area. Ashelbot, though, will let that one go dead in goal. Keys, just a little bit too much there on the power bar. And there is now an opportunity for Toulouse to have that extra tackle set. It remains Toulouse Olympique 0, Bradford Bulls 12 here in the south of France. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com. Don't forget, we'll be at the LNER Stadium regardless next Sunday at 2, whether it's Bradford or Toulouse. Full match commentary of the big one, the Championship Grand Final, and Toulouse, who trail 12-0, are up and over halfway here with Ruben ready. The 29-year-old gets a quick play of the ball in. Ulberg out of acting half. Caught there on the top of the shirt by Jaden Okinbaugh. Hands to Marion. Marion to Romanus. James Romanus just coming on the field here, and they're on the last tackle. Toulouse, 5 metres out. Marion, Lecans. Ball's gone forward off a Toulouse man, and here goes Jaden Okinbaugh. Okimbo, can he get past Lecans? He can, you know. He's going to try and get past Ashall, but he's up and over halfway. He's finally brought down by Ruben Rennie with a try-saving tackle, because if Jaden Okimbo breaks clear of Rennie, he's got 50 metres of daylight in front of him. Another Toulouse Olympique error. 6 now in this opening 23 minutes. Hooley just takes a bit of calmness, brings a bit of composure, takes the tackle. 38 metres out, centre field. It's going to be Suter to Lawrence. Lawrence against Romanos, who's just come on the field, brought down, 30 out. Still in a centre field position. They move it right now here with Keys to Fulton. And Fulton finds Blake. Blake, though, immediately wrapped up by Paul Ulberg. Last tackle, says referee Aaron Moore. They're going to move the ball now to Keys. Keys kicks on the last. And Bradford just happy. It's known in the coach's manual as a box kick. The kick into the corner, which takes some of that energy and fire out of the tank of one of those strike players for Toulouse Olympique, Ruben Rennie. So, Paul Ulberg tackle 2. Low energy set here from Toulouse, because it's been Rennie, Ulberg, now Mark on. And it's going to be Jussum who's wrapped up on tackle 4. Well, this Bradford Bulls defence here, it is absolutely on fire. Not allowing Toulouse an inch, and they're going to have to kick from deep here, because Toulouse Olympique are on the last tackle, still inside their own half. It goes back to the 30-metre line. Shorrocks kicks into space between Hooley and Tafua. Tafua will take this one on his own 10-metre line, and now Tafua up and over the 20-metre line. He's going to be brought down. 25 shy of halfway, tackle number 1. Hallis and Lawrence leave the field. Skur and Hill come on for Bradford, their third interchange in this opening half. We've had 25 gone, 15 to go. Toulouse 0, Bradford 12, and Bradford with Skur, who signed a new 2-year deal, playing the ball 10 shy of halfway. Here goes Chris Hill, up and over halfway here for the Bradford Bulls. Centre field position. He'll play the ball with Suter now to Musgrove, straight down the middle of the field. Musgrove wrapped up there by Stefani. Musgrove was looking to keep the ball and Bradford's attack going, but his arm was trapped. Last tackle, it'll fall to Keys, down the throat of Ashall Bott. Bott takes that one and is immediately brought to the ground there by Hill, Suter and Eben Skur. Well, as we said, Ollie Ashall Bott, Jake Shorrocks, Thomas Lecans, they'll be looking to try and create something for Toulouse on what has been thus far a very, very flat opening 26 minutes. But where credit's due, Bradford, the kick chase, the pass pressure is being applied. And in the case of Ashall Bott, Bradford certainly alert to his deadly inside support play, where he runs that fast, direct inside line as Toulouse go on this main stand side with Ruben Rennie. Jaden Okimbo just took the invitation, and the ball has been knocked forward by the former Canterbury man. Bradford's first error in this first half. Well, when you speak about effort areas, both Brian Noble and Sylvan Hooley's know the importance of their respective sides ticking those effort areas this evening in this win or go home semi-final playoff game. Brian Noble will really be pleased about Bradford's attitude, composure and patience. We know it is never easy here. 80 minutes of intense do or die rugby league is a long, long time to go. So after the first error of the afternoon from Jaden Okimbo and the Bulls, Toulouse now are inside the Bradford half. Tackle one from the scrum with Ashall Bott playing the ball, and he's won a set restart here for his side because Mitch Suter just had a little second grab as the former Huddersfield Widnes Salford man was getting to his feet to play the ball. So we're just seeing a little bit of tiredness creep into Bradford perhaps, but they've been let off here by Anthony Marion, the Toulouse captain, who has scored tries in the last two semi-finals here. Toulouse now up to 7 errors, and that's a huge let-off because Okinbo went for the interception, he came up with the error, and then on the back of Toulouse receiving their first set restart, they cannot take advantage of the tackle count restarting to 0. Scrum, head and feet to the Bradford Bulls, 30 metres out from their own try line, 20 shy of halfway. It's going to be George Tafua. Tackle 1. 15 shy of halfway. Chris Hill, the 37-year-old who will retire at the end of this season. 21 years as a professional rugby league footballer. Here's try scorer G. Tackle 3. G plays it. 5 inside the Toulouse half. Suter now to Skur. Skur tries to get the ball out the back, but he's wrestled to the ground by Romanos, Jussum and Marion. Bradford on tackle 4. Inside the 30 now with Keys to Holmes. Holmes just takes the tackle for a small gain. And Bradford on the last tackle now here with Hooley, who will launch an aerial assault on Ashelbot. Ashelbot though's left it, and it's going to be a chance for Blake. Blake to Okinbo. Bradford playing Harlem Globetrotter Rugby League football. Keys has it. Keys to Hooley. They've got space, they've got numbers. It's with Armitage. Tackle count resets. It touched a Toulouse hand. It's another Toulouse error. An 8th in this first half. And Bradford now, the camped on the Toulouse line. Oh, Musgrove can't take the ball in. Suter with the line break. The half chance, the half gap. The pass has been forced. And Zane Musgrove cannot take that one in. That could be a huge breath of relief, sigh of relief for Toulouse. A huge dose of respite. Had Musgrove taken that one in, he's underneath the post. It's 18-0. I'm not sure who the Toulouse player was that disrupted that passage of play, because it was being pinged and zipped from right to left. Bradford had numbers. There was Holmes, Armitage, Tafua over on that left-hand side. And with 10 minutes to go to half-time here at the Stade Ernest Wallon in this championship semi-final, it's still Toulouse Olympique 0, Bradford Bulls 12. Who is going to the LNER Stadium next Sunday afternoon? As things currently stand, Bradford. A long, long way to go in this one. As we mentioned, Brian Noble, he will be absolutely delighted with the possession, sticking to the game plan, and the energy that Bradford have applied in defence. Although Brian Noble will not be pleased that Bradford have conceded their first penalty 32 minutes into this game, with Zane Musgrove holding down in the tackle. So a chance gone begging for Bradford. Can Toulouse get their first points of this semi-final and punish the Bulls? Where the Bulls failed, can Toulouse get their first points of the semi-final? They will play the ball with Joe Cater on tackle 1. They're just to the right of centre field here with Joe Breverton. Lacans to Shorrocks, to Ashelbot, to Rennie, to Ulberg on the inside. Ulberg brought down by Fulton and Okinbo. Rennie did well, passing back on the inside because Wonga Blake took the Kiwi into touch. Cater has it inside the 20. Wrapped up there by Suter and Hill. And with 1 to go, Toulouse looking to get their first points. Ashelbot, Okinbo's picked Bot's pocket, and Jaden Okinbo is running. He's got 3 Toulouse Olympique players chasing, bearing on him down, but it's goodbye! Jaden Okinbo, he will cross for the most crucial try he has scored. 20 turns into 21, and Bradford have a lead of 16. Oh, we mentioned Bradford, who failed to capitalise on The error from Toulouse up the other end. But they've capitalised on another Toulouse error. Jaden Okinbo, he's just gone 95 metres. The 28-year-old former Canterbury Bulldog. Well, he was the sole try scorer here for Bradford back in round 3 and Bradford's heaviest defeat of the season. And Bradford, with 7 minutes to go to half time, have a third try here at the Stade Ernest Wallon. And you've got to say, the attacking shape there of Toulouse, it was very, very flat because Rennie and Ulberg had previously been involved in the play. They were behind where Asholbort expected them to be. So there was no cohesion, no sinking from Sylvan Houslis's Toulouse side on that attacking play. And that allowed Jaden Okinbo to read the play. And he's gone 95 metres. A spectacular try from the Australian. And after scoring 2 tries in that playoff eliminator against Featherstone Rovers last week, he now has 14 tries in his last 12 games. What an impressive statistic and an impressive stat that is. Luke Hooley currently 2 from 2, 5 in from touch. Kick predictor here, 74%. His toughest goal kicking assignment yet this afternoon. Can Luke Hooley notch over a crucial 2 points here? 16-0 after Jaden Okinbo has gone 95 metres. Well, that one's curling for Luke Hooley, and it's just hit the left-hand upright, and it bounces back in the field of play. So a rare miss from Luke Hooley. But with 6 minutes to go to half-time here, it is Toulouse Olympique 0, Bradford Bulls 16. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bradford Bulls TV, back on the live stream to 700 people inside Barnacard Hudsall. Well, we're back underway via the boot of the man who created that assist for Jaden Okinbo. Not that he wanted to. Ollie Asholbort. So, just over 5 minutes to go to half-time. Eben Sker tackle 1. Now it's going to be Hooley. Wrapped up by Hans and Stefani. Bradford on their own 20-metre line after points as Musgrove meets Romanus and Hans head on. Matty G now. Big 10, 12-metre carry here from the former Halifax Lee London man. Bradford on tackle 4 after points. They just made 4 errors against Featherstone in that playoff eliminator last Friday. Completed a season best of 89%, and they're doing just the same as Brian Noble demanded and wanted. Bradford on the last with Keys. Ben Laguerre takes it, but he has no room to manoeuvre or run into. Well, already this weekend we have seen some amazing rugby league action, and with 4 minutes to go to half-time here, don't want to spoil too many results and scores for those that have not seen it, but certainly in that Leeds St Helens game last night, a second half comeback from the rugby league gods, and that was backed up this morning between the Brisbane Broncos and Penrith Panthers. That for mine this morning at Subcourt Stadium, the game of the season. Bradford, though, they are showing their hand here, playing their game of the season in the south of France. They lead 16-0. Toulouse on halfway as Shorrocks puts boot to ball, targets Hooley. Hooley with a bit of space in front of him. He will just take that, and then he'll take the tackle from Beverton and Jussum. Holmes in there at acting half. Misses out to Fua, finds Armitage, a former Toulouse Olympian. Spent 4 seasons here, did Guy Armitage, at the Stade Ernest Wallon, playing under Sylvan Houlets, the sport's longest surviving head coach. Tafua, quick play the ball. Suter snipes away and he's rolled over 8 shy of halfway here at tackle 4. We've got 3 minutes to half time here. Hooley along the line finds a willing runner, finds Musgrove. He's wrapped up there. This is the last. Referee Aaron Moore having a good game thus far. A lot of experience from his 4 seasons as a Super League official. Raise the arm, and that means it will be another kick for Ashel Bott to take. And Ashel Bott, the 27-year-old, is brought down there by G and Holmes. So 2 minutes to go to half time. Bradford, certainly, with what I must say at this stage, has to be their strongest 40 minutes of the championship season. James Romanus bounces off Blake, wrapped up by Musgrove and Fulton. Hands acting half, now to Shorrocks. Toulouse are appealing for a penalty. Referee Aaron Moore has seen the penalty. Joe Cater is taken late off the ball. So a little bit of ill discipline, perhaps creeping into Bradford's game. We know how important it is to play with controlled aggression when defending. Not more so than this game when you look at the amount of players that have been sin-binned and dismissed in recent years. But certainly Brian Noble realises, and he wants his side to realise, that there is intensity within that aggression. So Toulouse on the back of the penalty, they will close out this first half. There's just 60 seconds to go with Shorrocks moving it to Brereton, the former Wigan man. His 8th season here at Toulouse. He'll play it 5 metres out. Toulouse 0, Bradford 16. And that will be the end of the first half. Joe Brereton has lost the ball on contact with Chris Hill as he struggled to keep his grip on possession. That's a 10th error in this first half from Sylvan Hooley's, and he will be absolutely looking to get his side into the sheds at half time, and certainly not quite sure what the French word is for firework, but certainly there might be a few, and the fuse is being lit. Sylvan Hooley's will not be pleased. I know you can't see this for those watching on the stream or listening on the radio, but both Brian Noble, Sylvan Hooley's following each other down the main stand here. And let me tell you, he might not be saying anything, but Sylvan Hooley's looks absolutely furious with what he has seen in that first half. It is half time here. We mentioned the error there from Joe Brereton. 5 out from the Bradford line. That there would be no time for play to restart, to get back underway with just 20 seconds left. But at half time here, Toulouse in unfamiliar territory. They trail the Bradford Bulls by 16 points to 0. And Brian Noble's side can get the job done. Well, wherever you are in the world, it's just gone 6 o'clock here in the south of France. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com. Also live streaming back to the United Kingdom. Bradford's biggest, most important 40 minutes of their season about to unfold here. Can they shed and shred up their Toulouse semi-final trauma? Well, certainly Bradford with first use of the ball, carrying themselves outside of their own 20-metre line here with Zane Musgrove, the former South Sydney West Tigers man. And here is Chris Hill. Tackle 4, 1 to go. Right at the start of this second half, it's going to be Skur, who's brought down on Bradford's 40-metre line, and that's the last tackle. So a very, very good defensive opening set here. As Holmes, put under pressure by Brereton, kicks towards Ulberg. Ulberg draws in Blake and Ockenbaugh before giving the ball to Ashall-Bott. And Bradford have dealt with Ollie Ashall-Bott's attacking threats thus far. We've had a minute gone in this second half. 39 to go. Matty G, Eben Skirt, Bradford's A and B markers there as Ben Laguerre gets a quick play of the ball in. Toulouse inside the Bradford half with Brendan Hans, the 26-year-old Australian. 7 for parents for the Parramatta Eels man. Spoke to Brendan Hans before the game. He wants to make the move. He wants to make the switch from Australia to France, and I'm sure Sylvain Houlliers will be looking to get that deal done in the off-season as Ashall-Bott goes through a gap. Ashall-Bott will score at the side of the post, and that's the red flag. That's the danger sign for the Bradford Bulls. 2 minutes into this second half, Ollie Ashall-Bott, his 22nd try of the season. He's now tied with Ben Laguerre. Not the start Brian Noble and the Bulls would have wanted. 42 minutes on the clock, and this big crowd on their feet. Very partisan, very vociferous, waving the Toulouse Olympique flags. And it's those dressed in blue and white who are delighted and dancing in the stand here right at the start of this second half. Is that the wake-up call Bradford need? They've not really done much wrong thus far, but Ollie Ashall-Bott, the former Widnes, London, Salford, Huddersfield man, having a very, very special season here. 2 tries against Hunslet last time out. Shorrocks converts, and the gap is down to 10. Toulouse Olympique 6, Bradford Bulls 16. Ashall-Bott firing and hitting back for Toulouse Olympique here in the south of France. Well, Ashall-Bott, 2 tries against Hunslet a fortnight ago. And Bradford now, they know that attitude, that composure, that resilience in defence, it has to continue. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, back to the United Kingdom on the live stream. Mick the game caller Gledhill, 4 minutes into the second half. Bradford led 16-0 after tries from Blake, G and Okinbaugh. That lead has decreased from 16 to 10. And Oldberg on the restart here has come up with an error right in front of the Toulouse post. It's error number 11 here. And that is not what Sylvain Houlliers wanted. Brian Noble didn't want to see Ollie Ashall-Bott scampering past Matty G, going back on the inside of Luke Houlier to score at the side of the post. But now, an opportunity for Bradford to hit immediately back as we see Fulton to Musgrove, and Musgrove's dropped the ball. Oh, we've just seen 2 errors apiece. Bradford made 2 errors in that first half. They've now made 1 5 minutes into the second half, and the opportunity was there. The opportunity was knocking for the Bulls. The opportunity sadly lost. Scrum head and feed to Toulouse Olympique, 20 out from their own line. Both sides making 3 changes to their respective sides this afternoon. Guy Armitage for Kieran Gill, Joe Keys for James Meadows, Logan Bayliss for Elliot Paposhek, Ben Laguerre for Romeo Troppis, Lambert Belmas for Ellis Gillam, Joe Breverton for Baptiste Rodriguez. That means Brendan Hans there wearing 35 is doing the full 80 in that hooking role. Toulouse, after that error from Zane Musgrove, inching closer towards halfway here. Bradford, they'll be looking to recapture and find some of that controlled aggression and intensity that saw them lead 16-0 at half-time. Jussum rolled over on the last tackle. 35 metres out from the line as Shorrocks loses the ball. It's gone backwards. They're on the power play here with Breverton. That kick is taken in by Hooley, but it's immediately tackled by Hans 5 metres out from his own try line. Well, Bradford know the next 40 minutes, it is their heavyweight bout, their heavyweight championship bout of the season. We've mentioned it a few times. There's no better teams than Toulouse to manage their way through tough games when the pressure is applied. Wonga Blake for the Bulls, 10 shy of halfway, tackle 4, 1 to go on this set here at the Stade Ernest Wallon. It's going to be Souter out of acting half. It's now going to be Musgrove, 5 shy of halfway. Last tackle, says referee Aaron Moore. It'll be Souter to Keys. First game back in 2 for Joe Keys, who kicks towards the corner, and that one is just going to roll over the dead ball line, and that will be a 6 tackle set here for Toulouse. And in the opening 7 minutes of this second half, it has all been the Olympians. Toulouse Olympique. And we're now going to see AJ Wallace come on for his first spell in this game, replacing Joe Breverton. 3 former Bradford men in this Toulouse side. Remember, Rob Butler, Joe Cater, and now AJ Wallace, who made 42 appearances, scoring 11 tries under John Keir, Mark Dunning, and then Lee Greenwood. So Toulouse Olympique, the extra tackle, it's taken them into the Bradford half here with Shorrocks. 40 away, Lecans to Ashall Bott. Toulouse break clear with Ulberg. Ulberg back on the inside to Lecans. Lecans has gone the wrong way. Shorrocks and Hans were calling for it in centre field. He went towards the corner and he's playing the ball on tackle number 4. There's a bit of pushing and shoving after the play of the ball, and Brian Noble is about to bring on Jordan Lilly. Toulouse Olympique, fresh after that score from Ashall Bott. They're on the last tackle, 10 metres out. Shorrocks targets to Fua. Ball's gone dead in goal, into touch, and that is going to be a 20-metre restart here for the Bradford Bulls. And that now will see Jordan Lilly come on the field for Mitch Souter. Just 1 game missed all season, Jordan Lilly. He has been the heartbeat of this Bradford side time and time again. And now on the biggest stage, the semi-final stage, he gets a chance to potentially take the Bradford Bulls home. We're just waiting for Ben Leguer, who was contesting that Shorrocks crossfield kick. He's just got up a little bit gingerly, a little bit groggy, and he's getting the medical treatment, medical attention. Clock is stopped here. 49 minutes gone. 31 to go. Blake G. Ockenbaugh, the try scorers in the first half for the Bulls. Keys to Blake for his first. It was Holmes to G for a 10-metre crash and bash over the line, taking Ashall Bott with him. And then arguably the pick of the tries, although Ollie Ashall Bott's was quite special. It was Jaden Ockenbaugh's 95-metre effort. So 0 tackle here. Tafua plays it just outside the 20. Toulouse 11 errors. Bradford on 3. Providing Bradford stay composed with that calmness and patience. They might just see themselves home. Jordan Lilly, 10 metres out of acting half, 5 shy of halfway. Holmes acting half, now inside to Musgrove. He is wrapped up on halfway. Eben Skur along the line to Keys, to Fulton. Fulton tackled there by Rennie and Lecans. Stefani also involved in that three-man tackle as Hill drops the ball to Skur, and Skur carries Bradford 30 metres out on the last tackle. Last tackle here It's going to go right to Keys. He looks to Blake, gets the nod, finds Okimbo. Okimbo takes the ball, but it's gone behind, and it will be ruled a knock on Ollie Ashelbot. He was the villain with the intercepted ball to Okimbo in the first half. He's now the hero who forced the error on Jaden Okimbo. It was thief in the night stuff from the Bradford Bulls. Perfectly weighted, perfectly timed. Okimbo using all 6'5" to take that one from the clouds and nearly, oh so nearly, score his second and Bradford's fourth. Chance denied, chance gone begging. I'm sure the message from Keith Senior down there on the touchline has already come from Brian Noble. And the force the error here from Chris Hill. Ben Laguerre, he's absolutely been wined and dined, crunched and munched there. Chris Hill, in his final professional season as a rugby league player, a big telling contribution there. But I was just about to say, after that slow start, which allowed Ashelbot to score unopposed, Bradford, they are defending well with that focus, with that intensity, and most of all, with the energy. They are back in with a shout of winning the forward battle, and are currently, after conceding that try to Ashelbot 4 minutes into the second half, dominating possession. They have a full set, 20 out from the Toulouse line. It's Toulouse 6, Bradford 16, who will go to the LNER Stadium a week today. It's a game you can watch, a game you can listen to on West Yorkshire Radio. 1:30, we will be there at the LNER Stadium next Sunday. Musgrove plays it 12 metres out. Lilly, short ball to Hill. Hill, legs pumping, driving Bradford forward. They are at the right-hand side of the post, 5 metres out. Lilly to Keys, to Skur. He's rolled over. Tackle 4. 1 to go on this set for the Bulls. Keys to Musgrove. Musgrove's has sucked in and drawn 4 defenders. Toulouse scrambling back on their own line. Bradford have space, have an overlap, but Fulton is denied. Chance gone begging for Fulton there on the last tackle. Who was that? It was Maxim Stefani, one of the few non-back free players in the championship top 10 scoring charts. Toulouse Olympique 6, Bradford Bulls 16. We have 27 minutes to go here in the south of France. Well, we mentioned pre-match there was something in the air, something in the River Garonne mist this morning. I felt we were in for something magical and special this afternoon, stroke evening in the south of France. Toulouse, though, they are going to throw everything at Bradford, and Bradford need to be ready. Ashelbot plays the ball 30 shy of halfway as Shorrocks looks for a 40-20. He's not quite got the accuracy, but he has got the power, and that will turn around Luke Cooley, who announced his 2-year full-time deal earlier on this week. Well, Michael Lawrence about to come back on the field for what could be his final season as a professional rugby league player. And what a story, what a season if Michael Lawrence, Chris Hill take Bradford to their first championship grand final in 10 years since that painful, heartbreaking defeat at Wakefield in 2015. Lilly plays the ball, 10 shy of halfway. Musgrove to Hill. Hill plots a course. Hill looks for support, finds the support from Hobbs. Hobbs now takes a tackle. Last tackle as AJ Wallace had to come in. It was ball and all. Hill's down. Gets to his feet as Keys sends one up for Ashelbot. And Ashelbot will take that one. 15 out from the Toulouse line. And look at that tackle there. Well, you talk about attitude. You talk about aggression. You've just seen Zach Fulton lasso Ashel Bottle, and now Blake has done more of the same on Paul Markon. And look at Paul Ulberg. Oh, he's just ran as if Chris Hill and Matty G were brick walls. Hands acting half to Jussum. Tackle 4 for Toulouse. The 12 shy of halfway. Players are just having a little bit of a set to there. Want to be careful about that discipline as Toulouse moving up and over halfway. Ruben Rennie tracked there by the former Penrith man, Wonga Blake. The back in centre field on the last. Shorrocks, high hanging kick. Targets Tafua. Tafua does well. 11 seasons at Brookvale Oval. The former Manly Sea Eagle, nicknamed the Jukebox. He took that one, ball and all, under that kick chase pressure. Well, this game, it is fierce. It is competitive. It is not for the faint-hearted. But you're just seeing that momentum shift ever so slightly back in favour of Toulouse Olympique. Bradford not really having too many opportunities in the Toulouse half. But look at this from Jaden Okinbaugh. Tackle 3, makes 15 metres and carries Bradford 15 shy of halfway. Lily now to Lawrence. Lawrence wrapped up. And Bradford just shy of halfway here. They'll put boot to ball with Keys. That's the game management from Keys. Looking for touch. Failed to find it. Ashel Bott shifted across. So from the 20, wrapped up on the 30. The former Huddersfield Widnes man will get a quick play the ball in. Ulberg out of acting half. And here's the Cook Island international, Paul Ulberg. Try in all 3 meetings last season with the Bulls. What he'd give to have a try this evening. It's just gone 20 past 6 here in the south of France. Fast approaching the hour mark. Matty G doesn't commit to the tackle. Toulouse keep it going. Shorrocks to Cater. Shorrocks has been taken out off the ball. Penalty in front of the post. And now Bradford just being put under pressure as Toulouse up the ante. Well, you've got to say this is where you might see that full-time versus part-time aspect creep into play. We know at the best of times, rugby league more than most sports exposes a player's inner self. You've certainly got to be brave, committed to play rugby league. In my opinion, my unbiased opinion, it is the ultimate warrior gladiatorial sport. So, penalty count at 3 penalties apiece after Shorrocks was taken late. Toulouse a full set on the Bradford line. It's going to be hands, 10 metres out to Cater, to Butler. Butler towards the Bradford line. 4 Bradford players pushed down the former London Wakefield man, 5 out. They go short side with hands. They're over the line. And Toulouse are in with Ruben Rennie. 2 years at Canterbury with Jaden Okinbaugh, a fellow Cook Island international with Paul Ulberg. It is a second try in this second half from Toulouse Olympique. And in the 58th minute here at the Stade Ernest Wallon is that full-time versus part-time argument going to come to fruition. Listen to the noise here. A big, big playoff crowd here in the south of France. It was just composed, smart, sticking to the game plan, disciplined play from Toulouse. They won the penalty. Shorrocks taken out. They then used the big men. Rob Butler. What a season the former London Warrington Wakefield man is having. He took 4 or 5 Bradford defenders out of that defensive line, and despite the best efforts of Zach Fulton, Ruben Rennie has crossed 8 metres in from touch. Well, both Ruben Rennie and Zach Fulton are both receiving medical attention because as Rennie went over the line, there was a clash of heads. If Bradford lose Zach Fulton for the final 20 minutes, that will be a huge, huge blow, a huge loss. You suspect Bradford, who've just taken Zane Musgrove off the field, it might be Logan Bayliss. He has yet to come back on. Well, the referee Aaron Moore has stopped the clock here at the Stade Ernest Wellham. And the scoreboard at this impressive stadium reads Toulouse 10, Bradford 16 here. Well, both players back to their feet. Zach Fulton will have a head injury assessment and leave the field. For Toulouse Olympique, try scorer Ruben Rennie gets the bandage in around the forehead and he will continue. It will be Logan Bayliss who will come on the field here for Zach Fulton. I know you can't see him on your stream, but the fourth official for this game is Thierry Alibert. You might remember Thierry Alibert many, many years ago, a former Super League and international match official. So, kick predictor here for Jake Shorrocks, 86%. This to make it a 4-point game here on the biggest stage. Can Shorrocks convert the score from Ruben Rennie? Yes, he can. Toulouse Olympique 12, Bradford Bulls 16. We have just over 20 minutes to go here in the pink city of Toulouse in the south of France, and we are going to say the tagline. Strap yourselves in. We're going the distance once again on West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bradford Bulls TV, and those joining us on the live stream back in the United Kingdom. 20 minutes for Bradford to hold on, for Bradford to score a fourth try, or will it be Toulouse delivering late heartbreak once again? 20 minutes to go, and it's Lambert Belmas, no stranger to controversy in this fixture. Sin-binned twice in the last 5 meetings. He lays that attacking platform nonetheless. Toulouse 30 metres shy of halfway as Ashel Bott tries to go past G and Holmes. They have made it to the last tackle after scoring their second try. It will be Shorrocks, put under pressure there by Holmes. Officials have cleared it. Taken straight on the full there by Hooley, just outside his own 20-metre line. And with Bradford having the narrowest of leads at 16 plays 12. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. The next 19 minutes are not going to be for the faint-hearted as we see Wonga Blake carry Bradford just shy of halfway. They've had very little possession, very little ball on that Toulouse line. Toulouse the week off, remember. Holmes to G. Is this going to be an heroic last stand from Brian Noble and the Bulls? Hill drives the ball in, takes 3 defenders out. Last tackle though. Bradford have extinguished their tackles, so it will be Holmes on the last, who kicks down towards the corner, but he's done well there as the French international Paul Marcon. Certainly one of Toulouse's long-serving players, certainly similar to Eben Skirt concerning Bradford. He'll be in testimonial contention in the next few months, you feel. Paul Ulberg just moving the ball out of acting half. It's been a long, grueling season. A lot of nerve-shredding drama. Some unbelievable, breathtaking rugby league football has been played, and now it comes down to this. 18 minutes to go. Maxim Stefani plays it, 20 shy of halfway. Cater along the line of Shorrocks. Now to Wallace, the former Bradford man. told to go down because he had ran behind Brendan Hans, who now goes behind Wallace to play the ball. And on the last tackle, Shorrocks kicks into space to Fua. Lets that one, I'm just going to say, lets that one roll into touch, but the bounce of the ball at the 11th hour was kind. And now the former Manly Wakefield man has lost possession. It was a one-on-one ball steal by Thomas Lacans. Bradford's 6th error in this game. And now Toulouse, they might go in at the corner. They will go in at the corner. Referee Aaron Moore will point the finger, and it's Paul Ulberg who locks this one up. Paul Ulberg, a try scorer in all 3 meetings last season, now has a crucial try against the Bulls in 2025. We're locked up. There's 17 minutes to go. It's Toulouse Olympique 16, Bradford Bulls 16. It is going to come down to the kick from the touchline from Jake Shorrocks. Yet to miss this afternoon. Oh boy, we said 5 minutes ago, strap yourselves in. We're going the distance. We mentioned Toulouse having the advantage of being the only full-time side in the championship, and that will come with those superior fitness levels. But oh boy, rather than George Tafua taking the tackle, he has had his pockets picked. Well, whatever happens here, Bradford have to score again to progress to the championship grand final. They are in shock. How much more have the Bradford Bulls players got in the tank? We mentioned Halifax's heroic last stand, which ultimately proved to be a game too far last night for Kyle Eastman's side against the York Knights. A lot of people will now be looking at the momentum and that energy game. We mentioned Toulouse. Brendan Hans at the start can do the full 80 minutes. Toulouse having the power, having a big physical bench of Cater, Breverton, Romanis and Wallace. Is that going to be the key for this one? Kick predictor, 68% for Jake Shorrocks. Toulouse have scored 2 tries in 4 minutes. This to give the Olympians the lead for the first time. And it is the Olympians who lead for the first time in this game. A superb touchline conversion from the former Wigan man Jake Shorrocks. And on West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bradford Bulls TV, those watching on the live stream back in the UK. We mentioned at half time, it has been a weekend of rugby league comebacks. We saw St Helens do it against Leeds last night. We saw Brisbane do it this morning against the Penrith Panthers to end the Panthers NRL dynasty. What have we got left in store? What have Bradford got left in the tank? Toulouse Olympique 18, Bradford Bulls 16, 16 unanswered points in the first half from the Bulls. That has been role reversed. 18 unanswered points from Toulouse in the second half. Just over 15 minutes to go here. Toulouse now with Wallace just past their own 40-metre line. How is Bradford's mental resilience? How is Bradford's mental toughness? Oh boy, they've certainly given it their best, and there's still time to get a result, but Toulouse, you feel, growing stronger with every passing minute. Shorrocks on the last, sends one down to Hooley. Hooley just gets outside his own 20-metre line. We mentioned this a few times this season, covering the championship. Who's going to be the reaction? Who's the catalyst? There's certainly a lot of blink your eye and miss it players playing for both sides, but the focus and spotlight will go on Bradford's here. They now have to come from behind if they are to face York next week. Jordan Lilly passes the ball behind. Referee says knock on. Jordan Lilly looks to the official. He says it went backwards, but referee Aaron Moore will say it went forward first. So, chance gone begging for Bradford. Toulouse just one error in this second half. Bradford have made 5 now. Scrum head and feet to Toulouse. 5 metres shy of halfway. Well, as we said, Toulouse Olympique finished second for the 3rd season in a row. Bradford have not won here ever. They had a draw last season, 12 points apiece. Bradford's last success on French soil coming at their old ground, the Stade Ernest Arglise in Blagnac, when in 2019, in 40-degree heat, Bradford, against the odds, won 26 points to 24. Who's going to deliver the magic here for the Bulls now as Lambert Belmas, after that Lilly error, lays the attacking platform. Bradford led 16-0 at half-time. There's still time on the clock. Ashol Bott wrapped up there by Armitage, his former teammate. 20 metres out. 2 tackles left on this one. It's going to be Jussum to Shorrocks to Marion. Toulouse brought down just outside the Bradford 20-metre line on the 5th and last tackle. Shorrocks is calling for the ball. Shorrocks gets it. Crossfield kick. Jussum and Marcon putting pressure on Tafua. Tafua does well. This time, Tafua is told and urged by Hooley to protect the ball like a newborn baby and just take the tackle. Well, you've got to say all 3 of Toulouse's tries in this second half have come off the back of gifts by the Bradford Bulls. Well, this is the end game. 12 minutes to go here. Bradford, though, looking to get some momentum as Skur goes without the ball. It is yet another error from the Bradford Bulls, and you almost sense, you almost believe now that this game is cruelly slipping away from Brian Noble's side. Toulouse Olympique 18, Bradford Bulls 16. Just over 10 to go here. You almost feel, even with us going the distance this evening here in the south of France, just after 6:30, that even with just over 10 minutes to go, if Toulouse do get a crucial 4th try, that could be it. Bradford need to defend like lions from the scrum. Ashel Bott wrapped up by Blake over on that far stand side. Who is left here for Bradford? It has been a Herculean effort in defence, a heroic stand of sorts. But that tiredness, that fatigue is going to play a part as Marion now finds Shorrocks to Wallace. Wallace wrapped up by Lawrence and Hallis. 2 metres out. 2 more tackles for Bradford to hold on. Hands acting half to Butler. It's the old short ball and try and breach Bradford's line. 4th tackle. Shorrocks now to Lacans. Started the season at Featherstone. He's rolled over by G and Skur. And that is now the last tackle here for Toulouse Olympique. Shorrocks into the in-goal area. Jordan Lilly does well. Wrapped up there by Ashel Bott. But with 10 minutes to go, Bradford have lost the ball in the in-goal area. But referee Aaron Moore says somehow Bradford have averted catastrophe. This is almost like the NFL. 1 and 10, 3 and 4. Okinbo wins a penalty. Oh, Toulouse is ill-disciplined. Could that come back and haunt them? There's 9 to go. 9 to go here at the Stade Ernest Wallon. Hooley from his own try line. Bradford have got 100 metres to go. He'll take them 25 shy of halfway. Well, strap yourselves in. We're going the distance this afternoon, evening here on West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com. Syndicated coverage as always on Bradford Bulls TV and the live stream. So here we go. The game comes down to this. Lawrence plays it. Lilly, Keys, Holmes to Hooley. Hooley up and over halfway. Finds Holmes. Holmes is brought down 25 metres out from the Toulouse line. Bradford, that found a spark at last. Keys along the line to Skur. Skur to Lilly. Lilly lays it off to Bayliss. And Bayliss, the former Brisbane man, has lost the ball. He says it was stolen by Rob Butler. The Bradford fans appeal for a penalty. None forthcoming from Wigan official Aaron Moore. And that is now a 7th error from the Bulls in this second half. Toulouse Olympique 18, Bradford Bulls 16. Bradford, with the time remaining on the clock, are going to have 3, maybe 4 more sets here. Next score wins it here in the south of France as Brendan Hans gives it behind to Lambert Belmas. And Belmas is wrapped up here by Lilly and Bayliss. They're 35 out from the Bradford line. Shorrocks to Wallace. Wallace goes past Skur. Wrapped up tackle 4-1 to go here for Toulouse Olympique. They've overturned a 16-point deficit. Shorrocks has it to Marion. Marion back to Shorrocks. To Wallace, who started the move. And Wallace is wrapped up ball and all by Skur. Skur went for the legs. They're on the last tackle here. Shorrocks into the in-goal area. Ashelbort, has he got it down? The officials say yes. It's Shorrocks to Ashelbort. And Ashelbort, just like he did at Odsel 3 weeks ago in round 24, he came up with a match-winning score. He's come up with the match-winning score here against the Bulls. 22 points to 16. There is just 7 minutes to go here at the Stade Ernest Wallon, and you almost sense it is going to be the York Knights hosting Toulouse Olympique at the LNER Stadium in that grand final next Sunday afternoon. A cruel, cruel blow for the Bradford Bulls. It has been very, very similar to Halifax last night. A heroic last stand, but ultimately, just as it has done in the previous 2 years when Bradford have come here, you've got to say, whether this is harsh or not, Bradford have bottled this and thrown this away. It all comes down to the weight and pressure on Jake Shorrocks. Yet to miss this evening here in the south of France. Well, a few people might just be saying, commentators curse Michael, why did you have to mention at half-time the weekend of rugby league comebacks? St Helens last night against Leeds, back from the dead, and it was the same in Australia this morning. Brisbane Broncos ending that Penrith Panthers dynasty, but oh boy, Bradford leading 16-0, and now it comes down to this. It's 22-16, kick predictor, it says 84%. Can former Wigan man Jake Shorrocks take Toulouse into the grand final? Yes, he can. 4 from 4 with the boot. Toulouse Olympique 24, Bradford Bulls 16 here. It has been a spectacular second half performance by Toulouse Olympique. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, Bradford goes short on the restart and they get the ball back here with Jaden Ockimbaugh. Well, there's still 5 minutes to go here. Have people, myself included, wrote off Bradford just yet in what could be Brian Noble's final game? Stand by. Bradford have to score on this set. Keys, Hooley, wrapped up there by Hans and Stefani. Bradford, 3 tackles left, a 20 out. It was Hooley's short restart into the arms as Keys takes the line on. Keys is 5 metres out now, but it was Hooley's short restart taken by Ockimbaugh. Quick play the ball. Holmes to G. G towards the line, gets into Ockimbaugh. There's life, there's hope. Bradford are in at the corner with Jaden Ockimbaugh. This topsy-turvy, helter-skelter championship semi-final. It goes left, it goes right, and it's now presented the Bradford Bulls with a chance to come back in this game. There's a deadly hush, a deadly silence here at the Stade Ernest Wallon. There's still going to be 4 minutes to go, or just under 4 minutes. Ockimbaugh, his second try in this semi-final. Matty G keeping the ball alive. Kick predictor here for Luke Hooley. It's only at 71%, and Hooley pushes it wide. It remains Toulouse Olympique 24, Bradford Bulls 20. But oh boy, we have just over 3 minutes to go here. Bradford have given themselves a chance of ending the Toulouse semi-final hoodoo. Toulouse Olympique 24, Bradford Bulls 20 here at the Stade Ernest Wallon. It has come down to kicking, just like it did at Odsal in round 24. Bradford will receive the ball on the restart. We're back underway here. Just over 3 minutes to go here. Bradford might have 2 more possessions, but they have the ball on tackle 1 from Keys, 10 out from their own line. How is that patience? How is that composure? How is that resilience of this Toulouse defensive line? Lawrence now out of the 20 to Hooley. Hooley over to Blake. Blake back in centre field to Hallis. Hallis to Lilly. Lilly to Holmes. Holmes goes past Hans. Gives the ball back to Hallis. Hallis 10 shy of halfway. Bradford on the restart, remember. They have stopped the 4-try burst from Toulouse Olympique. Matty G caught on the top of the shoulder. Peels for a penalty, waved away by the officials. There'll be 1 to go after this as Skur keeps it going. Bradford on tackle 4 here. Now to Bayliss, to Lilly. Lilly down the middle. This is it. This is the game, you feel. 2 to go, and Jordan Lilly has been adjudged to have not played the ball, and he is saying to Aaron Moore that there was a Toulouse man, Lambert Belmas, who pulled the leg of Jordan Lilly. And you've got to say, a very, very similar incident happened in that first half when Ben Laguerre tried to get a quick play of the ball and he lost control. Aaron Moore, very, very consistent this afternoon. You've got to say, neither Toulouse or Bradford have been consistent. Toulouse 12 errors, Bradford 10. An 8th error in this second half by Bradford. They need the ball back. 80 seconds to go. Toulouse have it with Paul Ulberg just shy of halfway line. It is going to be Hail Mary stuff from the Bradford Bulls. They will have one last chance, but it depends where they recover possession, because we are just about to enter the final minute here of this championship semi-final, and it is AJ Wallace, the former Bradford man, who's wrapped up on tackle 4. There's one to go here for Sylvan Houlis' side. Ashel Bott wrapped up ball and all by G. Last tackle. Bradford are going to have 2 tackles left, if that. And game management from Shorrocks. Drilling the ball into touch 20 metres out. And this is it. The season on the line. The game on the line. With just seconds to go. Bradford are just going to have one final play. Bradford's season comes down to this. Hooter, imminent. Hooley to Holmes. Holmes out wide to Armitage. Can Bradford do what St Helens and Brisbane have done to Leeds and also Penrith? Lily has it. Floats it out to Wokingborough. It's Harlem Globe and throws on stuff from the Bulls. Hooley back to Bayliss. They're looking to create some space here, the Bulls. It's still 24 points to 20. Matty G, he's wrapped up. It's another heartbreaking but heroic